So that thing keeps going off. I don't know why, but technology. So I got some phones here. The first one is the new Samsung phone. It's it's the new Samsung S7 Edge edition, and then the other one will be the iPhone 6s Plus, and that one has been on along with the Samsung one, and then I got the LG V10, which has been on all at the same time. The V10 was not charged up all the way, but we're still going to compare these. And then the last one, which I will do at the end, this one's been off the entire time. It's the Alcatel One Touch phone, Windows 10 Mobile Edition through T-Mobile. Anyways, all these phones are T-Mobile except for the iPhone is AT&T. So now we're going to test these and just see how they've done performance-wise, battery-wise, all that stuff. So let's start first of all with the brand new Samsung phone. I've been using it for a few weeks here now. It seems to be pretty good. I mean, it's a pretty decent phone. It heats up occasionally. Usually what I found is that it doesn't heat up as much as the old Samsungs, but there is a heat up problem. It's just not as bad. That means if you're doing updates and connecting to Wi-Fi all the time, you're going to have some problems. I would, if I'm downloading a bunch of stuff, I would recommend having it on the power cable while it does it, and then turning the phone off and leaving it for a little bit so it'll cool off, and then, taking it out on the go from there. So this phone, I'm going to compare right now to the iPhone 6s Plus, the battery life. They've been on for the same amount of time. I've used them pretty equally. The iPhone, I just haven't done as much on a little bit, but for the main part, checking email, calendar, Facebook, that kind of thing, basic weather, check my texts, my phone calls, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so 99% on the iPhone right now. So it is the 99% battery life on here. And on the Samsung phone, we're looking at 87%. So a lot of apps somehow are using up the power. It might be an operating system issue. I'm thinking with Android, they still haven't figured it out. It has the latest Marshmallow on here, but it still just doesn't seem to have the right performance I'm looking for in a phone entirely. I mean, there's some things I can't do on the iPhone that I can do on here, but then again, there's things I can't get on here as well. So I'm still kind of a shaky. I don't know if this is going to really be a decent phone to just use on a regular basis. You can get I haven't really gotten the Gear. No, I have the Gear S2. But for the watch, but what I don't have for this is those goggles, the virtual reality thing. Anyways, we're just looking at phones. So this phone seems to just not be as good as this one. So this gets like an A rating. This is kind of like a B to B plus rating. It's close. It stays cool most of the time, but then it heats up, and then I start to. And the battery performance just doesn't seem to really cut it as well, obviously. The other phone is the V10, LG. LG is pretty good. They've always had good battery life, really more in their tablets, though, I've noticed. I've gotten up to 40 hours of time on battery life with the batteries in some of their tablets. So the V10, I'm at 57% right now. I've been checking stuff on here occasionally. It started out at 84% about the same time that those started out at 100%. And we're already down to 57%. I've been having heating up problems. There's still a smell of burnt rubber on the back. I think that has to do with just some of the heating up issues that had to be dealt with. I don't know if that'll ever go away. I've heard the screen really durable. Experience that I've had with the iPhone, at least the old iPhone I had, not the 6S Plus, but the 6 Plus, I know the screen wasn't very good. The screen might be more durable on here. I don't want to risk it. It's an iPhone, it's expensive, right? This one I haven't tried yet, but I don't want to risk it too hard because, but it's waterproof. I haven't tried it, but the rain pretty much stands off on it, so that's good. It's pretty waterproof there, so I mean it has that possibility to be great. What I really like about the V10 is that second screen up here, which is pretty nice to have. Even when the phone's off, you can still get access to that second screen, which is nice. As far as this LG phone goes, it probably has the worst battery life. However, I did buy a new battery. And in fact, I got 2 of these batteries. And these batteries, they're the Deep Stretch brand and 4080 mAh. So it does seem to be better than the stock battery. You can find those on Newegg, or I think it was Newegg. Might have been Amazon, but I would check Newegg. I'm pretty sure I got that. And then all of that being said, so we got this one with a C rating. It's a good phone. It's just, it heats up a lot. The battery life, you really need that better battery in there in order for it to last, and you pretty good to have a backup because you're probably going to need to switch out the batteries by dinner time, so for the day. So that's kind of a downside. This one, yesterday I did get it down. It was down to like 46%, and that was at like noon, 1 o'clock. So I mean, I don't know if the battery life on here is going to be the best. I'm still learning it. It's still a relatively new phone. I think they're going to have some heat up problems eventually. Most Samsung phones seem to always be good at first, and then something happens. I don't know. I think part of it is the usage. So in the operating system, these both have an Android operating system on it, and they both heat up. So my iPhone, let's see, it's still at 99%. Still at 99%. So far, that has the best battery life. Okay. And it doesn't heat up, like ever. There's one other phone. The other phone is the Alcatel One Touch. Now, you can get through, I believe it's Metro PCS, I believe, but don't quote me on that. You can get an Android, but I'm pretty sure that might heat up. I think it's an operating system issue. This one doesn't heat up at all. I'm going to turn it on. It doesn't heat up. It's a Windows 10 mobile phone through T-Mobile, and it's affordable. It's more affordable. I can't remember, under $200. It's affordable, and it doesn't heat up. And everything syncs from your Windows computer to this really easily. Easy phone. You may not have the access to all the apps as with the Android, but it's pretty good. It doesn't heat up. I haven't had a heating up problem with it at all. This is pretty close to the iPhone, I think, when it comes to heating up. And the battery life, 2,600 mAh, but it seems to do all right. I haven't had a dying problem with it yet. I haven't used it a whole lot, but I mean, it seems to be pretty decent. And the Windows 10, it's pretty light operating system, pretty light. Um, you got the apps there. It's pretty simple. It looks like the computer does. It's Windows 10, just a mobile version of it, and it's very light. It's at 100% right now. I just turned it on, so we'll see if that goes down at all while I'm doing this review. But that seems to be my second pick for a phone. iPhone's pretty much number one on that list, but this is a more affordable one, and it works just as well. You may not get as many apps, but you can do what you need to do for a phone. So there you go. If a person can't afford an Apple device, which personally I think is overpriced for their technology, why don't we just take the software and go, well, I guess there's the new iPhone SE, so I guess that one is an affordable option with the newer stuff, but there's still some stuff you can't get. So I don't know why they're limiting people who can't afford a whole lot. I would say if I had to pick for a third phone, battery life wise, I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know, limit. I'm going to say the V10 because you have the option of the camera being on there, which is really good. But then you have that battery. And that battery is a replaceable battery, and I have a backup. So when this one dies, I have a 100% fully charged battery just like it. That's ready to go. So this is pretty good. I'd say battery life wise, because I have that battery solution, it ends up being a pretty decent option up there with the iPhone and that Windows Phone. I'd say the worst phone out of this so far, worst experience so far, is the new Samsung phone. Samsung products, just for me, I've never had any luck with them at all. So I would say heating up the Windows Phone, the iPhone, with the Samsung phone, I would say Samsung products have never been, it heats up occasionally. This one's the worst one for heating up, but like I said, again, I think it's depending. I think it's an operating system issue. Honestly, I think Android still has to work out their kinks. It's just not the best operating system. I mean, it's Linux. It's getting there, but it's still, it has its issues, and I just think that Apple and Windows are fine-tuned more. Well, I guess the difference is Android's open source, and the other ones are not open source. So that probably plays into it a lot. So basically, we got these phones. So the other solution is, okay, can I get a case for them? And can that case have a battery solution? Or what kind of cool features to go with that. So right now I'm looking at the iPhone as being the best battery life wise in a case. I've been able to score, and this is a pretty popular case. It's called the Mophie case. So the Mophie case just slips on. So this slips in, and then just pop that on there, and then I just flip the switch. Well, first of all, those light up. It's fully charged. I just flip the switch, and now it is charging my phone. So it'll be back up to 100% before you know it. Meanwhile, this one's still stuck at 87%, and I don't have a solution for that. The only case I could get so far for it is this cool little case here. And it has a kickstand, thanks to T-Mobile. So I can just throw it on the desk and let it sit there, and it's a stand, which is nice. But that can be a problem because I need, the battery life still an issue. I need something better for that. This one doesn't have a battery one, but like I said, it's doesn't heat up, so I don't think it's going to take as much battery life off that smaller amount. I think you can handle it, in all honesty. So I got a simple case for that. The LG, like I said, I have a case for it, but it's not a battery case. But I have a battery solution with that spare battery. So battery-wise, I think that the V10 and the iPhone 6s Plus really are my two best ones battery-wise when you include the case. But then heating up, I'd say the iPhone 6s Plus and the Windows phone, the Alcatel, as far as heating up, they don't heat up. Okay, so, and that could play really good with battery life. That makes the Samsung one, this new Samsung phone, the worst phone out of these on the market. So far, it just doesn't seem to come up to par yet. They're going fancy. At least now you can expand the storage on this up to 200 gigabytes, but who wants that when you can get the V10 and expand your external storage up to 1 terabyte? So that being said, battery life wise, I would say you're looking at the worst one and the best option. So worst phone, best phone. However, most affordable phone is here, and battery life wise, I'd have to say that this is a pretty good solid option. That is a great in-between option. It's not as still kind of and you can use the Gear S2 connected to the V10. I've done it, so it works. I know that, but I would recommend not doing a lot of downloading while off the charger. I would charge the device, and while it's on there, do all your updates, do all your downloading, unplug it, turn it off first, leave it alone for a while, make sure that it cools down, whatever, then unplug your device. That's the safest way to make sure that you're not heating up as bad on the go. Ultimately, they're all pretty good phones. My personal pick, I'd have to say I'm probably going to go with the iPhone with the Apple Watch combo. It just has the best app selection and performance altogether, battery life, so on and so forth. However, my second option, syncing stuff and just not heating up, I do like the One Touch Alcatel phone. It's not bad at all. The battery may not last forever, but hey, if it doesn't heat up, you can use the phone and not have to worry about that. So it might heat up if you do a bunch of updates. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't tried it that way. But overall, I'd say let's check the battery. It's already at 99%, so it's not too... See, I mean, it's going to decrease even when I'm not using it a whole bunch. But the iPhone doesn't do much. Well, I can leave it standby. The V10 decided to turn itself. Oh wait, no, yeah. So the V10's good. The Samsung phone, I'm just worried about it because see now it's 86%. So, like I said before, I just think that it's going to be important to. And I'm running out of time here. I'm going to keep this video as short as possible. So I just say, do your research, and depending on what you're going to use the phone for, and what you can afford, that can determine your outcome. So I'll do another review here in a few months and just see how things look then. So anyways, that's all I got.